Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to GMSDC Live. We are here today to talk about the upcoming BOE. My name is Florina Oliver, and I'm here with Sonji Franklin, our MBE Services Manager, and Cynthia Myers, our Director of Corporate Services, to answer all of your questions about BOE. This year, we know that we made some changes, and that many of you have questions about those changes, so we thought we'd go live to answer those questions for you. So just want to give you a quote about change. This one comes from John Fitzgerald Kennedy, and it's: change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future. And we don't want you guys to miss anything. So that's why we're here today. Welcome. Say hello to everyone in Facebook Live.
Hello, Facebook Live. This is Cynthia Myers.
And most of you already know me. I'm Sonji Franklin.
All right, so we're going to start out with some of the... Everyone, and welcome to GMSDC. Technical error right there. We're going to start out with just telling you a little bit about the things that have changed this year. So I'm going to start out, first of all, by just doing a brief overview of the agenda. You guys can find the agenda on our website, which is www.gmsdc. But we're going to begin this year on April the 25th at the world headquarters of the Coca-Cola Company at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So just that's a slight change. So we're starting 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're going to have our keynote speaker, a conversation from the C-suite, and we're going to have 2 industry group panels on that day. We're going to have the trends and forecasts from the professional services corporate industry group, as well as the trends and forecasts from the healthcare corporate industry group. And the people that will be participating who are currently confirmed on the professional services, we have oh, he's going to hurt me for that. We have Damon Richardson from Wells Fargo. Damon is going to be participating on that panel, as well as Mr. Keith Hines from Price Waterhouse Group. He will also be participating. Then after that, we will have a reception, in a networking reception that evening. Then on day two is a packed day. Not only will we have 2 additional industry groups, we will have the technology industry group, as well as our advertising and entertainment and media corporate industry group, both talking about the trends and forecasts in their particular areas. For Apple, we have Mr. Scott Vowles. On the entertainment, we have Ms. Angela Guzman from NBC Universal. We have Ms. Melanie Gunn from Time Warner. And so these ladies will be talking about along with other members of their panels, will be talking about the what's happening in their areas. And in healthcare, we have Vizion is going to be there. We're going to have Novant. We're going to have Bristol Myers Squibb. So we're really bringing together those people who have the knowledge to share for our MBEs on those industry group panels. So we have 2 industry group panels on day 1 and 2 on day 2. But also we have 2 other things that are occurring on day 2 that are changed. And Cynthia and Sonja are going to share with you what those are. And one is this brand new thing that we're calling MBE presentations. So Sonja, you want to explain what that is?
Okay, so most of you are familiar with the whole Business Opportunity Conference. This year it's called the Business Opportunity Exchange. And so we've designed the MBE presentations so that the MBEs can come and actually deliver their value proposition to our corporate partners. MBEs are matched with specific opportunities and products based on the corporate members' needs. So once you go into the system, you will be able to see all of the opportunities that are available, and you'll be matched specifically based on the needs of the corporate member. We will have about 50 slots available to MBEs that would like to present. And once you are matched, we will contact you and let you know that you've been selected to actually go in and present. So it's a little different. It's not going to be one-on-one. So for instance, if you are in trucking and logistics, if we have several or more corporate members that are looking for MBEs in the transportation logistics sector, then you present to a panel. So it'll be more than one. So it's just a little bit different this year. We're going to give you a lot more value in terms of you being able to speak to several or more corporates at one time, opposed to just one-on-one. And then this way you're matched specifically, so the opportunities are there, and so there's value on both sides. And so we're encouraging everyone to go in and look at the opportunities that we have online. Again, I mentioned we have about 50 slots. They will be closing very soon, about I think April 14th, you mentioned, Florina.
Yes.
So please go online to gmsdc.org. We do have the Business Opportunity Exchange webpage. All of the information is there, and we encourage everyone to go in and take a look. Again, I'm here for any questions that you might have, as well as Ms. Oliver, and we look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, and we're going to be answering questions about the MBE presentation as we go through the rest of this live. But now I want to turn to Cynthia and have her talk about another one of the new things that we're offering this year, and that's our corporate touch points. Kind of share with us what corporate touch points is all about, Cynthia.
The good news is, and to piggyback on what Florina has said and what Sanji has said, this year we are certainly focused more around alignment. We're looking very closely at the corporate supply chain and making sure that our MBE vendors have an opportunity to align around the corporate supply chain. Our corporations will have an opportunity to go in and tell us specifically the services and the goods that they want to procure. And then our MBEs will have an opportunity to upload their profiles. Our corporate partners can look at what is there and decide which of those vendors best aligns with their corporate supply chain. We are certainly going toward developing our MBEs, and we believe this is a value add as opposed to the typical sort of quickly passing through. We really want to focus on relationship formation that will ultimately lead to contracting, but certainly our corporate partners will have a much more direct involvement this year in deciding which of the companies best align with the corporate supply chain. And certainly in talking with someone who was at an expo last week, they were just applauding GMSDC for the innovative thinking around what we're doing this year as an exchange as opposed to an expo. They were like, this is exactly what we as a corporate partner really and truly want, need, and expect from our Supplier Development Council and also from our diverse vendors. So I'm very happy to be a part of this effort.
And both of you, in your explanations, you use the word focus. And that's really what we're trying to do this year is make it a win-win for both the corporations as well as the MBEs by providing more focus. So that's what the whole MBE presentation as well as the corporate touch points are going to be. Their focus. The MBE presentations will begin on day 2 at 9 o'clock in the morning and will end at 4 o'clock. The corporate touch points that Cynthia referred to on day 2 will begin at 2 p.m. and end at 4. There is a timeline. If you go on as Sonji indicated, if you go to our website, which is www.gmsdc.org, you will see the tab, Business Opportunity Exchange. And if you click on that tab, everything you need to know about the event is there, as well as the prize list of opportunities. Because that's what I know most of you wanted to know. What are the opportunities? There's a list of opportunities there that, as we speak, we are currently updating. So we will be posting a new one later today. But you'll be able to view what opportunities the corporate members are procuring, and those are the opportunities from which the MBE presentations will take place. We're using a new system this year as well called My Business Matches. So those of you who decide to purchase the MBE presenter ticket package, you will receive a link that will take you to My Business Matches, where you will be able to upload your profile, upload your NACE codes, because as Sonji said earlier, that's the system that's going to match you with the NACE codes of the corporate procurement opportunities. And even if you have a YouTube video, I don't know if you ladies knew this, but My Business Matches will even allow you to link your company's YouTube video so that the corporate procurement professionals will actually know a lot about your company before you present. And those of you who are doing corporate touch points, there's a My Business Match link for you as well, where you too will be able to upload your information. The corporate members will go in on My Business Matches and set their schedule. And you will also see on our website what the timeline is for going back to the system to see, what you've been scheduled for. For those who are doing the MBE presenters, there is a mandatory training session on April the 19th. So that's why we're closing the system on the 14th, so that we can review the matches and you guys can come in and do the presentation. So I think we kind of covered all of the, is there any basic thing that I left out before we get to some of the questions, ladies?
No, I would just say I would encourage our diverse vendors to make sure that you bring plenty of business cards. I think we will also have some of our corporate partners, while they may not be participating in the touch points, they will certainly be in the room and might want to be interested in talking more about your capabilities as well. So come prepared to discuss, engage, and talk about your unique value propositions. Our corporate members are certainly committed to diversity and are doing everything that they can to engage diverse vendors. And we want you to make sure that you're fully prepared to answer questions, and if the occasion arises, to be able to say, here's why you should select me versus somebody else. So that would be my final point.
Okay. And for newly certified MBEs and even MBEs that have been with us for some time and you haven't been able to really leverage your certification, this is probably one of the best ways for you to do so. So I encourage you all to attend the event. If you can't do the presentation, coming to the event will be a great way for you to start building those relationships and networking and really getting to see firsthand what we're all about in terms of giving you access and giving you the opportunities that you need to be successful.
Okay, ladies, well, let's jump into a couple of questions. The first question I have, and either of you can chime in to answer. This question is from an MBE, and it says, does the $600 MBE presentation registration cover the corporate touchpoint opportunity as well? Either of you want to answer that?
So yes, if you go in and register as an MBE presenter, you will get 2 tickets, and so that gives you access for 2 days. And in those 2 days, you're able to attend both for the MBE presentation as well as the corporate touchpoint.
Okay, thank you. Next question is, what is the deadline for registering for both events? I think I'll take that one. The MBE presentation registration will close on April the 14th, because at that point the system will then match you. You'll be able to go back in, I believe, on April 17th to see if you were matched, so that you can then prepare to attend the mandatory training session on April 19th. So the dates to remember are April 14th, the system closes April 17th, go back, review your schedule for presentation, and then April 19th is the mandatory session. So that answers that question. Now, this question, Cynthia, you may want to chime in on. This person understood that the procurement professionals will review the profile of the people in the MBE presentation, but this person wants to know, will they also review the profile for the corporate touch points?
Well, I will defer to the corporate touch points, as that is the area that I'm most familiar with. Again, certainly as those profiles are uploaded, I would say make sure from an overall engagement standpoint that they're very impactful, that if indeed there is a requirement that you stick to a certain letter amount or word amount, that you adhere to whatever those guidelines are. Because our corporate partners, like many people, tend to scan quickly and they're looking for key words, key phrases. Make sure that you, first of all, if you're attempting to work with a corporate partner, that you do some due diligence, that you kind of look around, look at the list of who's coming, and decide kind of key words, key phrases, because that is what they will be looking at as they go down the list and deciding who they will actually engage in the corporate touch points. So I would say that that would be just about for anyone to be very mindful of your writing, be very strategic, be very focused, and make sure that you're putting that value proposition out there first and foremost.
You make a really good point, Cynthia, because with the MBE presentations, where the system's going to match you on NACE codes, The corporate touch point is where the corporations are actually going to go in and look and say, oh, I want to meet with Cynthia Myers, or I want to meet with Sonja Franklin. So you make a good point, because they're going to be reading what's there. And so as an MBE, you need to make sure that that information, as you said, represents you, because the corporate touch points are not based on existing opportunities, but whether or not a corporation wants to meet with you. So I'm glad you brought that up, because
I just want to chime in
important.
on that, because I just want to make certain that whatever you put in and upload, that it should reflect your core competencies.
Yes,
Exactly.
Okay.
Good point.
If they're added services and these are something that you don't really focus on a day-to-day basis, then it might not be a win. So make certain that whatever information you put in, it is your core services or product.
Okay, good. This is not so much as a question, Sonja, is something I want you to address, is our wonderful MBE Elite sponsor. Those MBEs that have that sponsorship, they're wondering, well, what do they get? So can you share with them what they get as MBE Elites?
All right, so we've been getting this question throughout the week. And so as an MBE Elite, as part of your package, you get 4 tickets to the Business Opportunity Exchange. No, it's 2 tickets to the Business Opportunity Exchange. I'm sorry. And then you can also present as an MBE presenter, as well as partake in the corporate touch point. So you have the opportunity to do both. So with your 2 tickets, if you want to split up your day with one person doing the presentation, the other participating in the touch point, it's up to you.
Thank you. All right, we have another question, and either of you ladies can chime in on this one. This person was representing a company, and they want to bring 3 people to the event. So they want some guidance as to what should they purchase. One-on-one sessions. They just want some guidance.
Well, I will.
Oh, I'm sorry, I left out a part here. Okay. They will only be attending day 2, so they want some guidance as to what they should do.
That is I won't attempt to speak from a pricing standpoint, but I would speak more from a strategic engagement standpoint. I think that there are opportunities, even though one of the 3 may be participating in the corporate touch points, that is conceivable. There's also an opportunity for someone on your team to go up and listen to some of the presentations that will be going on at the MBE presentations, because remember, we will have corporate partners in those rooms. So that might be a good opportunity to kind of listen to, hear the focus, hear the presentation, and frankly, if some of the folks who are presenting are your competitors, you may be able to pick up some very, very important information from an overall strategic engagement standpoint, because maybe they're doing something that is amazing that you yourself may want to know about, and they could then bring back and share with the team. As I said before, there are corporates who will be there who are not a part of the corporate touch point, but that also may be an opportunity to talk, engage, to find out kind of what's going on and see if that fits within your overall business strategy. I won't speak to the pricing. I will defer to my esteemed colleague here to do so, but certainly from an overall strategic standpoint, if you're bringing multiple people, I would say to sit down, much as we do at GMSDC, and have a strategy session before you get there. Don't arrive and then just kind of start talking or walking around. Be very strategic about your resources, how and when and where to deploy them. Because as much ground as you can cover in those 2 days or a day and a half, I would strongly recommend that you do.
And like you said, there will be other corporations who may not be participating in the corporate touch point, like the corporations that are part of the industry panel. So you will have opportunities to talk to them as well, as you said. All right, we have another question here. It says we can participate in one session with the $300 2-day pass. Can we view the corporate participants and schedule prior to paying? And what is the difference between the sessions, between the corporate and the presentations? I think we've answered that part. But let's answer the part about can we view the corporate participants and can we schedule prior to paying? Either of you ladies want to take that one on? Or you want me to take it?
Yes, please.
I kind of felt that coming my way, so let me take that one. you will, as we said, on our website, on the BOE Exchange tab, it has a list of the current companies that are participating in the corporate touch point, and that is increasing daily. It also has the current listing of the corporate opportunities that are going to be matched. So depending on if you decide to go for the MBE presentation or just the corporate touch points, you'll be able to get that information on our website. And that's prior to registering, because once you register, all tickets are non-refundable. And so you would need to make a decision of which way you want to go prior to purchasing your ticket. And so that brings up a question I know you guys have gotten. I'll just go ahead and answer that one. I know there are MBEs who are going in and purchasing the MBE presenter package and saying, well, what if I don't get to present? Then what happens? Well, the MBE presentation package is equal to two-day passes. So if you're not able to present, you still have admission for 2 of your company employees to participate. So the value is the same. The presentation is just an added bonus. So that's kind of how, I like to explain it. In that, whether you buy 2 one-day passes, that's $600. I mean, 2 two-day passes, that's $600. Or if you buy an MBE presentation package, which still gives you the two-day passes, but it also says I want to be considered for presentation. So I hope that clears that up for everyone. So this is Facebook Live. We've kind of gone through many of the questions that we've gotten. And so, ladies, is there anything you want to add?
I will add one point, and I don't know that I made it clear before. The corporate touch points, they will last 10 minutes per individual, per company or representative. So, and we will be very mindful of that, because I know there's a lot of interest and people are very excited about the possibility, but we want to make sure that that we watch the time very closely, because we don't want to shortchange any of our MBEs. Many of you are investing a great deal of time and resources to be there, so we want to make sure that if you have 10 minutes, you have a full 10 minutes to sit down and engage the corporate and talk about your value proposition. So I just wanted to make that final point.
And my final point is just go ahead and register. You have nothing to lose.
And everything to gain.
That's right.
Nothing to lose and everything to gain. Well, we're just about out of time. The one good thing about Facebook Live is that we were able to answer the questions as they came in live. But the other thing is this is going to be posted on our website. So if you happen to be going to our Facebook page as well, and if you happen to be on our Facebook page at 1 o'clock in the morning, you'll still get to hear this and get your questions answered. And then if we have not answered all of your questions, we're here. Our email addresses is on our website. Do reach out to us. We're here to help you. And again, this is something new, something we're trying for the first time. We wanna make it the best. GMSDC has a reputation of always putting our best foot forward, and we're going to do the same thing with this. And so we're here to help you, because we want to make it very comfortable for you, the MBE, as well as our corporate members. So I'm going to close with one more of my change quotes. I'm the lady of quotes today. And this quote is, change your thoughts and you'll change your world. This is from Norman Vincent Peale. This is the year of change at GMSDC. This is the year to own the moment. # we are GMSDC. And share this, and we look forward to having you at our Business Opportunity Exchange. Thank you to Ms. Franklin. Thank you to Ms. Myers. And see you guys at the world headquarters of Coca-Cola, April 25th and 26th. Thanks for viewing us.
Bye.
Bye.